Hello, everyone, and welcome to Rogues Gallery Live. I apologize for the delay. I'm having some Wi-Fi issues. Hopefully, you could hear me and see me. But anyway, welcome to the show. Let's get started. Hello again, everybody. Welcome to Rogues Gallery Live. This is episode 78. This is our 5th anniversary celebration show, and we're going to be partying tonight. Oh, there went Dan. There he came and went. Anyway, I want to welcome everybody again. I apologize for the delay. Hopefully, you'll be able to. I won't chop in and out too much. Tearing apart my back cave. Obviously, there's been some logistical wires torn and shredded apart somewhere. So hopefully, I will continue to be able to communicate with you guys tonight. But anyway, let's say hello to the gallery. With me, as always, since I introduced Dan, we'll start with Dan tonight. How about Dan from Wayne Manor North?
Hey, everybody. Glad to be here. Looking forward to Thanksgiving next week, and hope everybody's all good.
Absolutely. We also have from the Secret Sanctuary, Mr. Jeff Delaney.
Hey, guys. Happy to be here. I have no idea what we're talking about, but looking forward to it.
We don't either. So we're winging it, guys. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We have a lot of photos, of course, to look at, which is surprising because we just looked at 1 million last week, but there's not been a ton, but we do have some things that we can talk about tonight. We also have Mr. Eric B. in the house. Hey, Eric.
Hey, guys. Looking forward to tonight's show, whatever that may be.
That's right. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Jeff Morris, rocking the Batman stuff back there. I love it.
I am. It's a Batman kind of world.
It sure is. It sure is indeed. I want to say hello to some folks real quick before we get started. And like I said, we're going to just kind of celebrate the channel's 5th anniversary. It actually is next Monday, I think.
Yep.
We are going to be off, of course, for Thanksgiving. So that's why we're doing the show tonight. But anyway, it's just a pleasure to be with everybody tonight. And again, kind of reminisce a little bit about this show. And again, almost up to 80 shows, which is crazy. And just kind of reflect on the channel. It's pretty crazy that it's been 5 years already. So maybe if you guys in the chat want to post some of your favorite memories of the channel. I know Dan had an incredible post this last week, with me holding up a giant Killer Croc torso, but which was really funny. I'll never forget that. Man, that thing was big. But anyway, it was cool because a lot of people kind of said kind of what they enjoyed about the channel and some of the favorite shows over the years. So again, please feel free to comment tonight. Also, please feel free to, ask questions. You guys will kind of drive the show tonight, and we're just here to have some fun, hang out together. Okay. So let's see, who do we got in the house? We've got Edwin Diaz is here. We've got Titan. Oh, I did tell a few of the guys this before. I just want to preface this. So about an hour ago, I got my my booster shot. So if I start just like randomly like crashing or falling over at any point tonight, or if I start slurring my words, you'll know that I'm starting to feel sick. So we'll see how it goes tonight. So please keep that in mind. I've got Lane Kramer in the house. Kasha Gemini. Love the thumbnail. Yeah, that's is that new Hot Toys Batman. We've got some updated photos. I'm going to see if you guys still like it as much as you did from those early promo shots. Board Cube 1 of 2. Got Midnight Dip. Nicholas is here. Terry is here, Brotherhood member. Thank you very much. Vane 21. Dennis. We've got Daniel Creek. Captain Trenchcoat, another Brotherhood member. Thank you for being here. Daniel's in the house. Brotherhood member Chris and Logan. We are too. Warren Dante. I keep hearing dinging. Like, is that like, does an angel get their wings every time I hear that?
Every time Dan buys a new samurai statue.
Oh, God.
Oh, we got to save that for our Christmas show.
Yeah.
There goes another one.
There it is. There it
It's just
is.
like McDonald's.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I got a new samurai.
1
Dennis
billion
Perez,
served.
that's right. Asking about the Batcave, I'm definitely gonna. I want to talk about that a little bit tonight.
I always tell her these nuts.
Yeah.
What is that background audio?
The pizza party.
Oh, is that me?
Like
Oh,
it.
I apologize. I'm not the one with the dinging sound though. I'll mute my
Oh.
mic.
That was me.
Oh, that's Dan. Well, see, it is your every time you're ordering.
I shut off my messenger. Yeah.
I like it.
Man, Chris, you're blowing up with super chats here. You've had 3.
Yeah.
so far.
Okay, let me get caught up. Dennis got Jay in the house.
Brad.
Oh, let me see. So let me get caught up, guys. Sorry if I didn't say hello to you. I apologize. Late night trip is here. Oh, clearly I'm really far behind here. Okay, so here's the first super chat. KohnHead Collectibles says $4.99. Hey Chris, the Batcave is looking good. Shout out to Dan for being an awesome seller and a very quick shipper. So is this the famous Sideshow pieces?
So KohnHead Collectibles, awesome buyer for anybody that is doing business with Andrew. He great guy and great communication. Just been a pleasure to work with. Really happy to be sending him my Catwoman PF and my Harley Quinn PF. And so they're finding a good home with Andrew, and I'm just really happy that's where they're going.
And so this is, again, I'm assuming making some room for some other pieces.
Yeah, there's a number coming in. As you guys all know, I've recently picked up a few additional samurai pieces. I have Catwoman Samurai now coming in. She is en route.
So you found one.
I found Catwoman. I have yet to find the elusive, reasonably priced Poison Ivy. I just can't bring myself to pay $2,000. And it's not that she's not worth it per se. It's just too much money for one piece that, and the thing that kind of it just is, I don't know, it's nagging at me is that there's, these guys, when they come out, they're generally around $1,000, right? And so I'm like, well, there's a number of good ones coming out, right? We know that Scarecrow piece is coming out. We have the, rumored Mr. Freeze in the pipeline, and
Riddler. They've teased Riddler.
And so it's kind of like, I hate to miss out on her, but at the same time, I have right over to my left, I have the PF Poison Ivy that I love. Would I love to have the Samurai? Yep, but not at $2,000.
So if anybody's watching, please hit Dan up because he would like to have that piece.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's okay. I don't want people to think that I'm trying to get an unreasonable deal, or you know what I mean. It's just, I don't mind paying over retail. I mean, certainly things appreciate, and I get that it's a supply demand thing, and I think we all appreciate that in our hobby. But there's a limit, especially with prices being crazy.
Do you have a cap for that piece?
I'd love to be around $1,500. I think that's somewhere in that neighborhood. I'm willing to travel. I'm willing to drive great distances, So to try and keep shipping down and all that. But it's just a matter of, I could utilize those funds in an equally valuable way, right? Once you get up past $1,500, you're like, wait a minute, I could have 2 great pieces for this, So.
Well, and that's I want to come back to this because the whole last intervention show was of course me talking about the XM Samurai pieces. Yeah. And now that I've tore up the cave, I've kind of put a halt a little bit. Like I haven't ordered yet, and I'm still trying to figure out like if I got it, where would I put it? I'm still obviously knee deep in this.
I have a lot of thoughts about your cave, by the way.
Okay, and I want to get to that.
So, I don't know if we're going to talk about it on this show, but I did watch your video actually today. And I have a lot of thoughts about your cave.
Okay, so I've got photos to look at of the cave, and but I wanted to kind of come back to the samurai pieces again. That samurai piece is $2,000 for that OG piece, and so if
I was talking about the Batman, I would pay it for the Batman.
Yeah, and I know you would.
That's your
hard. It's still like hard for me to like think. Okay, it's a quarter scale piece. It's it's gonna not take. I mean, it's not going to be a big punch I didn't even pay $2,000 for Bane. Yeah. It's like, you know.
I hear you.
Brad Ladner, $10 super chat. Thank you, Brad. He says, congratulations on 2 years of amazing content.
And 3 of mediocre.
Yeah, which 2 did you like, Brad? Did you like the first 2? Has it all been kind of downhill since then? Or did you like the last 2 years? Let me know. But anyway, thank you very much, Brad. I appreciate it. Also, in Vino, $5 super sticker. So thank you very much again. People are sending super chats to celebrate 5 years here on YouTube. So,
Chris, we need some OG BSC reviews. We need Chris reviews. I was trying to think of one. You did a few at the kitchen or dining room table.
I did.
And
I did some in my dreary basement, like in the corner there. Was all that was the one where I dressed Joker.
That's right. Exactly. Yep.
It was down there.
There was Pirates of the Caribbean. I think you did.
It might have been. I'm trying to think of all the ones that. Yeah, I did a few at the table. I wonder why. I did that. I don't even know.
That was in your old house, I think.
Yeah. Hopefully, my Wi-Fi. It still keeps saying it's unstable, so I don't know if you guys can hear me. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah,
We can now.
Yep. Okay. So let's see. What were we talking about? We're talking about Dan selling those pieces. So
yeah,
congratulations to Dan.
Those are great pieces.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, KohnHead Collectibles, man, you're the best. Really enjoyed it. You're gonna love those pieces. I think they arrive for him tomorrow, both of them. So enjoy.
That's fantastic. And
Yep.
It's always nice to kind of, clean house a little bit. Again, that's kind of where I've been. So let's get into that real quick. Let me go into this here. So this is kind of what started everything right here, where I took my Sideshow pieces out and put my third scale in just to see kind of what it would look like. Obviously, the case made it look a lot smaller, obviously, but I did put my Sideshow pieces off to the side, and then this happened.
Oh boy, chaos.
Chris,
Chaos.
I was stressed out for you looking at these pictures.
Yeah, I have been super stressed out this week trying to because it's like you can't just move one thing. You got to move this to move that to move this to move that. And obviously these pieces are very, very heavy. But that kind of led me to taking the doors off the closet finally. Again, I did do a couple videos where I talk about this stuff, and it's been really funny. Obviously, some people are very constructive. Some people are very blunt about, what I should do. And the comment over and over again is wasted space. I hear that a lot. Like people are like, well, if you have that cabinet in there, it's a lot of wasted space. I've said before that I bought this big giant, it's not gladiator shelf. It's actually a muscle rack, but it's, really big. And, that was purchased for the Sideshow pieces so I could have more characters in there, like the Batman Who Laughs. Obviously, I would paint the background gray in here. I would paint the border white. Then I moved, as you can still see, I still had my 3-tier system, and I moved that up to the front, kind of the focal point. People either absolutely love this or they absolutely hate it. They say it's a giant space waster. It cuts into the room too much. I've considered painting it black to match the other cabinets, or a lot of people say, well, all the black stuff, it casts shadows, so you should paint everything white. It's been, of course, the complete opposite. For every answer, there's a complete opposite answer. People answering. So anyway, then I took a couple of pictures of this just to kind of play around with what I could maybe do. This photo here, not everybody's seen, but this is the muscle rack that I'm talking about. If I do this route, of course I would wrap it in wood like the rest. I showed this to my wife and she's like, oh, I don't love it because she doesn't like the top. She doesn't like that bar going across the top. All my other stuff's just always been kind of waist high and out in the open. So this could just go in the closet and be the Sideshow display, or this also could be used for, movie displays or whatever the case may be. Of course, I would dress it up quite a bit. And then I'm throwing this in. This is a video coming up this week as well. I had a number of people approach me about customs. And this was an idea where somebody had, and I thought it was good. Let me get rid of that banner so you guys can see. But it, basically had the movie cove being in the closet, quarter scale off to the side where it is right now, and then 1/3 on the sides, kind of a corner angled unit for the bus, and kind of like some more built-in shelves there. And the front looks kind of cool with the bus being in the corner. And then they used the bottom space, that floor space, is either shelving or pull-out drawers or places for my books. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. Again, Dan, I know you said you had some ideas. I was curious as to what you guys thought about what's going on in the cave.
You guys want to chime in first?
Yeah, 3 hours this will take.
I'm not going to speak up because I am horrible at visualizing things like this, and I would not be of any help whatsoever.
I mean, I've spoken to Chris in the chat a few times. I think the white shelves themselves, not the built-ins. The built-ins look really nice. I just think, like I said, nothing against your build quality or craftsmanship or the way you built it. I just think it sticks too far out into the room in that location and in the other location.
Okay, so
but mostly in that location. It's covering past the built-ins and the black shells right now.
Well, you're not the only ones that have said that. But why does that bother you? Like, why does the depth bother you?
Because it's covering past the shelf. It's like people that put furniture that covers their windows. Some people don't mind that. To me, that bothers me when people cover their windows with furniture. It's like one of those
bothers
things.
me.
Yeah.
That Joker up front isn't there anymore. I moved that out of the way. So, like, you said that it's covering things, but what is it covering? It's not covering...
sticking. Like, all right. So if you look at the left side where the white built-ins are, it's, I don't know. It's hard to tell from. I mean, it looks like it's a good 2-3 feet in that direction. I mean, maybe if you got rid of the bust stands, it might look a little better, but I don't know. It just looks a little busy. Or maybe, like I said, maybe if you painted it black. I don't know. I don't know if I like those shelves to begin with.
Chris, what if you were to do, first of all, I like the height. I think if you were to do this tiered system on 3 walls, like you mentioned in the video, I think your room's going to be tiny. And it's going to feel like it's closing in on you. That's the one thing I noticed with mine, and I don't have it this way. I've moved my 1/3 around. I've sold a couple of my 1/3. I also sold Scarecrow and Two-Face, which we didn't talk about, from the Arca line recently, to another great buyer. Edgardo Montoya is his name. Fantastic guy. But one thing I noticed is having the 1/3 up high kind of made the room feel, excuse me, like it was coming in on me. Sorry.
You're okay. You're okay.
What had happened was, now that I put quarter scales in those spots, the room feels much, much better, much different. And I think it's just because they were coming into the room too much. I think in your room, you could accomplish, I like the person's suggestion with the drawings you brought up, except I think the scale is wrong. I don't think the bus would fit like that.
Yeah.
Those are big areas. Those are big busts. I like the idea, but I don't think it would work. But I do like the idea of, have a shelf so that it kind of puts those 1/3 that Bane and Deathstroke are on at that level, but then just have the other ones, instead of coming forward into the room, have them directly below, at a similar height. Not that they're on the floor. They'd probably be a good, 18 inches off the floor. But you'd save all that depth, and you know what I mean? I think it would.
Yeah.
I think you're seeing more furniture here than you are statues.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You shared a photo in our group chat where somebody had made a similar tiered system. It was 2, but the way they did it seemed to work a little better for me.
Let me see if I can find that. Actually, I just filmed another video, and it'll be up, I don't know, probably maybe Friday. But the collection is from Vincent Edwards. That's who did it. And he did a tiered system for his movie room. And let me see if I can pull up pictures here. But the thing that worries me about doing any sort of custom is that with my collection always evolving, do you think that's wise, or do you think it's, because I feel like it would limit me?
So I thought about that. So, all right, say if you do go custom, and obviously you're going to make the custom shelves as big as possible, and a piece does come out and it doesn't fit on the custom shelves. Even if you didn't have custom shelves, where would you fit that? I mean, you don't want to shrink your room anymore, whether you're building something just for that specific piece or if you're locked into a custom shelving system. I mean, at some point you'll be like, okay, well, that's just too big. I can't purchase that. It doesn't fit on the shelf.
No.
So like, say with your setup now, say if a piece is just so big, I mean, are you going to extend it out into the room and build something new just for like one piece? Yeah.
I know. So is this the one you saw, Jeff?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the topic of the video, but this is basically what he did. It's a 2-tiered system.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if he's got any. So like this is what it looked like when he was building it. And then he used MDF wood.
And this is all stuff I think you could do yourself. And you built those white shelves. I think you could build this yourself.
Yep.
For some reason, I just feel like the heights work a little better, and it doesn't seem to go out into the room so much. The statues are the focus instead of.
But basically, this is really the same idea though as the white shelves. That's the thing, is like they're both. It's a stair step look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the difference, I think, Chris, is you're not seeing the face of the lower shelf.
It's not as tall.
Is not even half of what you have. It doesn't. At least it doesn't look that way.
And it's also going wall to wall, and it's snugly fit in place.
Yeah.
Where I think it's not as much as an eyesore.
And also on your white shelves, we can't see the bases on the top tier, whereas in this scenario you can.
Yes. I feel like they're too high. Of course, I'm short, so it would really bug me.
Well, originally he had 3 tiers, so I mean, if you're only going to do 2 tiers, you really don't need that much height anymore.
Well, the thing
even
is,
though these look pretty high.
They do look high, and I think they're actually very similar to what the top of my height is right now with Bane and Deathstroke. And I put those up high like that. I built that shelf for Bane because it's so wide, and I really felt like, if I was going to have a Batman in that scene, I didn't really want to be able to see Batman. It's in the mud, so I wanted him up high. But I also worry just about like the depth. So imagine this room and these shelves on both sides of the room. Would you go all the way around?
No. I think like this is an L shape. I think if you do 2, you're good.
Yeah, you don't want to shrink.
I'm going to close it in.
So what walls would you build this on then? Because like I originally envisioned it going all the way around. Like it's starting in the cove where the third scales were and going all the way around. But I feel like it's going to narrow the room so much because you know what I mean? Like there's going to be very, very little middle of the room space.
Chris, is that right? What we're looking at there is the total depth, about 4 feet.
Right here?
Yep.
I feel like it's more.
It looks like to me at least 4 feet, right? It's 2 feet depth roughly per statue, plus the fascia boards and etc. So just call it 4 feet. You do 4 feet on one side and 4 feet on the other. You're taking 8 foot. What is the width of your room? It looks like it's got to be about 12.
Yeah, he might be only able to do 1 tier going around the sides and maybe doing 2 tiers in the very front.
I love that, Eric.
Yeah,
I
that
think
might be good.
And that
I
might
think,
look like a cool centerpiece, having the 2 tiers in the front and just the one. I mean, you're going to lose out on statue space, but I mean, it's either you lose out on statue space or you lose out on floor space. Yeah.
to answer Dan's question, I believe the width of the room is 155 inches.
Yeah, so you're
13 feet.
13 feet. So
8 of
you're
that.
gonna it's going to get real narrow.
Yeah, it would. So maybe the front, something like this, off to the side, and maybe even wrapped in that cove, and then on the side where my Arkham stuff was, just a single tier.
Yeah. So what if you did 2 tiers in the front, 2 tiers in that recessed area where your white cabinets used to be, since it goes deeper in that spot, and then just do 1 along the sides, and then you still have the closet as well.
So, like Eric, you were just saying that it bothers you that it goes so far into the room. Something like this, like
only because it doesn't match up with the sides, though. That's what I mean.
Well, right. I mean, like these Arkham pieces, they have fairly small bases for a 3rd scale. I'm like the Bane base half of it would hang over right there.
Okay.
So that's what I'm most worried about. And you guys know how big that Joker versus Batman piece is. Like it's gonna be so deep to be able to accommodate those bases. That's the biggest thing I'm worried about.
If you go back to that diagram that collector drew up for you, and you made the corners on an angle, that's going to give you a little bit more room, but it only leaves you to now the corners having the most space. That's what I was saying. Put all the bigger pieces in the corners of your room.
Yeah. Just to give you an idea, like that Deathstroke, like you guys were talking about height, like the height of this stand is about as high as mine is right now.
Yeah, that works.
Because it might be a little bit lower, maybe a little bit lower.
Yeah, the big difference is in the front shelf. Because as Jeff Blaney was saying, you can see the bases on the top shelf because they're higher than the statues on the bottom. Well, except for that gigantic Superman piece.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's just massive. Well, would you guys go all black?
How wide is that Superman? That Superman has to be huge.
He's 42 inches.
Wow.
Deep?
Tall.
Oh, deep. I don't know about deep, but he's
Not
42
deep.
inches tall.
Yeah, he's really tall, but it's not as deep.
But we know the Hush is 24-ish. Don't they have Hush in these pictures?
I don't think they do.
Okay.
I think his newest piece is that Red Sonja.
Okay.
But isn't that Deathstroke super deep?
It's
Or is it all
Yes.
forward?
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, I'm looking at like mine, and like mine hangs off the edge. So let me just where's my tape measure? Let me see if I can get a real quick measurement of.
So while you're doing that, it goes back to my original question: is if you do get a large piece in, say like these giant dioramas, and you don't do custom shelves, where are you going to put these things?
Well, that's the thing, is I would have to build something.
I know, but like where?
I feel like we're creating more stress for Chris here.
Yeah.
So
Well, that was my thought. If you just had an L-shaped in this type of double shelves, and if you have a wider shelf on one wall that you can change stuff in and out. Like if you had the diorama there for a while, then you're not going to keep everything. Some of it's going to sell. You're going to move some of it on. But if you have that one dedicated place that does have one kind of like a focus area, that's I've lost my word, that you can exchange pieces in and out of.
Yeah.
That's just one shelf.
just to give you guys an idea, that the white shelf, the depth is 25.5 inches.
Okay. And that
That
Deathstroke is going over the edge?
No, I could push him back, but
Okay.
Bane. Let me go see if Bane goes all the way back, because I can't remember if he does. Let's see. Yeah, Bane is every bit of that depth.
Sounds like Bane's the problem in this.
Well, you know what's really the problem is Joker versus Batman is way deeper than that.
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what,
Like, how
what did I
much
just say? That was 25 and a half. Let me look on
Wow.
let me look on Prime's deal here. Because that really, that's what that piece is why I'm struggling with all of this, because I'm trying to figure out if I do a built-in, how do I make that piece work?
Wow.
Okay, so that piece is, let me let's see. All right, deep is 95 centimeters.
I would say get rid of the old bust that you have and do angles on the corners. Just, yeah, and put
Deep
the dials in
is
the corner.
95?
It's 37. So that, what did I say that was?
You said 95 centimeters
No, I said, what did I say Bane was? That shelf was 25
and a half.
25 and a half. So 95 centimeters to inches is 37.40.
Holy crap.
And it didn't look that big when they showed it at that
At all.
show. Not even close.
What was the depth on it?
It said 95.
Centimeters?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 37.4 inches, he said.
That's what I'm saying. Where are you going to put this anyway? It's like,
Wow.
The width is 111.
Oh boy.
So that puts us at 43 inches.
Holy cow.
And that's time to retire, boys.
So do you just have that one huge one coming in, or do you have others coming in that are that enormous?
That's the biggest one. The only other one that might be big would be
Croc.
that Killer Croc versus Batman.
Oh yeah, that has potential to be.
I would love for them to offer that with just Killer Croc.
all right. So here, all right. So you have that recessed area where those white shelves used to be. Again, you're going to lose out on statue space, but since that goes further back, what if you put all your big pieces over there, like your dios and your busts? And since you can go really far back in that corner.
Well,
One
and that-
big, super deep shelf.
Yeah. I thought about this shelf right here, whatever it looks like, this being my third scale primarily, then having all of the movie pieces over here on this side where the Arkham stuff was, the busts and whatever, the Bat Pod, the different Jokers, the Sideshow case in the closet, and then that space that you were just saying that's deep, have all the dios over there.
Dials, bus. I mean, you're not going to fit a lot of stuff because those things take up a lot of space, but you can get like maybe 3, 4, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
I
Chris,
feel
what
like
if
you need a dedicated spot for that piece.
Chris,
It's-
you mentioned
it's-
you want. Sorry, Jeff. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's just so big. I mean, if you create a shelf with that much depth, you're not going to need that much depth for other pieces, so it's going to look weird. I would have a dedicated spot, like that's a centerpiece in your collection.
I'm just curious how deep this little cove is. Let me go measure it real quick.
But I'm not sure. There's going to have to be a shelf that's 37 inches unless you put
Big.
Guess what? Guess what the depth? Guess what
Exactly.
the depth is of the cove?
36 inches.
34.
37 inches.
Oh, no.
Chris, what if you went wall to wall? So on your feature wall, the one that's behind you now, if you went wall to wall with a single shelf that is, I don't know, however, call it 2 feet or 3 feet high, that's 40 inches deep, you went straight across. You have your Joker Batman right in the middle, right behind you, like I think you want. And then you build yourself some pedestals that you can kind of place on that, call it a table, right? Because that's basically what you're building.
Put
Yeah.
a dining room table out there.
That kind of, that match together very nicely, that on camera probably you can't even tell they're just pedestals, right? They'll look like a shelving unit, but you can kind of interchange them based on what you need.
Kind of like some nanotech.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
You can combine all the pedestals and make like tables and different.
Instead of having, right. So if you think about what's behind you right now, it kind of would look almost similar, right? Except this big piece in the middle, you don't have to contend with what's behind it. So I'm not articulating that clearly, but I think it would give you the flexibility you need, and it would give you a space for, if you want to put Batman versus Croc and Joker, versus Batman, and you've got a few dios that you want to keep on there, you just take the pedestals and those other 1/3 and put them off to the left or right. You know what I mean? And it becomes interchangeable for you.
The built-in white bookshelves, they've got to go, right?
I mean, they look really nice, but
I think they look nice.
I think they look nice, but I think you could do more with them gone.
Yeah.
They would be more useful.
So where does all the small stuff go when they're gone?
That's the problem.
The buy sell trade group.
Yeah. I mean, well, let's talk about small scale, because all I've got, I mean, it's a great place to put my omnibus and some of those absolutes and things like that.
Yep.
But the only stuff that's on it right now is I've got the 89 Batmobile, the Catwoman from Tweeterhead that I just got, the Diamond Select little mini bus, and the Poison Ivy from Tweeterhead. I also have the Joker on order.
What about, is that the only Tweeterhead villain you have on order?
Right
What
now,
about-
yes.
You didn't do order Scarecrow?
No, not yet. I just don't know. I mean, they do set up a great space and a great separation, to have the smaller scale things on it.
If you went wall to wall, like I was just describing, with that 40-inch deep single shelf, and then these pedestals, so to speak, that you could interchange on top of it.
Is that a floating shelf? Are you talking about a floating shelf across the front?
I'm talking about a single shelf that's, call it, 3 feet high, right? That's 40 inches deep, that's got your fascia on it like you like, similar to, say, on your black shelves or even your white ones.
I would build a stand, basically.
And it goes straight across from
Wall
your left to right, wall to wall, 40 inches deep, right?
Yep.
Instead of building another shelf all the way across on top of it the same way, have pedestals that look like that, right? So that you've got whatever you can happen to fit at the time. So say that your pedestals are, 18 inches wide, and you can fit, say 10 of them or 9 of them, right, across. If you don't need any depth, but say you now bring in the Joker piece, Joker versus Batman, and you've got to take 2 of those pedestals out because you need that 36 inches, you can just take them out. You just have to find a home for those 2 1/3 that were on top of them. You still have your other 1/3, and you got plenty of room for the Batman Joker in the front.
Right.
Gives you a ton of flexibility.
Would you be willing to draw what that looks like out?
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah.
Okay. Because I think there's definitely some possibilities there. I do like that idea, just because, again, I've got to be flexible, not only for the cave but also for the channel.
Yep.
But anyway,
I'll draw it up.
Collector problems, right?
Collector problems.
Would you go that route then for the Sideshow display, or just leave it like it is with that garage metal shelving in the closet?
I think you I think, Chris, the wall to your left where you had the Arkham line, I think you do. See, I wouldn't change as much as what you're talking about. I think I'd leave that your single, almost like it is. And then I'd probably use your cove for the movie stuff, because I think you're going to need that flexibility of space for those busts. I don't think the bust would look as good in that closet space, just personally.
Yeah. Did
So
anybody solve the smaller statues dilemma yet?
what'd you say, Eric?
I was saying, did anybody solve the smaller statue dilemma yet? Where those are going?
Oh no, we haven't solved that problem yet. Well, like, what would you? So you said the movie pieces over here. Would you do shelving like this, or would you do something else?
I'm on your wife's side. I think the bars look kind of funny, even though you could take off that very top bar. It does. I don't think it's going to affect the stability of the shelving, but
Yeah, you could take off that front one.
might look better with something a little bit more custom there.
I think I'd almost do something that, Chris, that matches what we were talking about that's going to be behind you.
That's what I was thinking. That if you had the one table and then you have these pedestals that you can put on there to raise stuff to the side and back higher.
Right.
As needed.
Yep, exactly.
The flexibility, that's what I was trying to think of earlier, the word, this wider shelf with the flexibility of being able to raise stuff up and down as needed.
Yep.
I think that's the smartest use of the space.
Or just fill the room wall to wall with statues and leave that little space right there for your reviews. I'm just kidding.
That's right.
I think you take those built-ins with all your smalls and your books, Chris, and you lose a lot of character in your room. That's a subjective, personal thing, you know?
Yeah.
Again, it's been funny to read comments because some people are like, I love the way your cave looks. They're like, no offense. They always say, no offense, but I hate your room. Or like, no offense. I really liked it better when it was in the attic in the old house. I get that a lot too. But this is a space I have. Like this, it is what it is. And so
right.
I am trying to make it work and look good. I don't know. And I've talked before about how I was trying to like maybe do a Joker Batman wall because I've got so many Joker pieces coming in and so many Batman pieces coming in. And I don't want the Capullo Joker to be right next to the Bermejo Joker. Like I want some separation. But
Chris, how tall are the black shelves to your left?
They're half of a garage shelving unit.
So 4 feet.
The height where it actually where the statues are sitting, because the front goes a little higher. They're about 35 inches tall.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that puts it almost at 3 feet.
Is that what the white one is behind you? That's about the same.
The one that Batman's sitting on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly the same height. That is a garage shelving unit wrapped in wood, just like the black ones.
Gotcha. Okay. We can work with that, Chris.
Yep, that's right. It's a process. I've come to terms with the fact that I'm not going to have this finished overnight. And again, I have really truly considered the custom route, but it's just like I do feel like if I wasn't doing the YouTube thing or if I wasn't rotating pieces, and again, that's not my goal is to rotate pieces, but there's always something new that I want to get. It's like, we all have that. We all have that where we want.
That's the thing with going to custom. If you do custom in the room completely, there's going to be a piece that doesn't fit. We know that's going to happen.
But on the other hand, that might be good because then I wouldn't be able to order it.
Now you'd be cutting something up to make it work.
Yeah.
But I know I would.
Even now he doesn't have the room though, so it doesn't really matter. I don't think. I agree with CC3PO's comment. Like you have this amazing, not just you, but in general, a lot of collectors have these amazing statues, and then the displays themselves are lacking. I'd rather have like a really cool looking room, like display wise, and pass up certain statues than to try just to have all these amazing statues and not a nice looking display.
Yep.
So you're like, are you saying more like you'd prefer me to have custom? Is that what you're saying?
Something, yeah. Figure it out and don't worry about certain pieces not fitting.
I also think there's a temptation to try to shove 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. Pardon my French. You know what I mean? Like just collectors that just
Yeah.
stack them high and deep, so to speak. I think there's a real danger to that, because then it becomes real hard to do what Eric's describing. Because just
It
begins
starts
to
to
be
look like a garage sale.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's why I've liked like my Arkham line was all out in the open. It was all one height. And again, I got it all the times. Like, Chris, you're wasting your vertical height, or like I say this in the video that these garage shelves, what did I say, 35 inches tall?
Yep.
Yeah.
If I opened them up, a third scale won't fit under there.
Right.
Yeah.
They're too tall. And so I can't open them up unless I put quarter scale under there. But then again, I'm kind of like bending over, like look at them sideways. And it's like, that's why I liked them, clean, museum.
I mean, you could open them up and put your smaller scale stuff like 6 scale in your books, but personally, in my taste, I think it looks better closed off than cramming more stuff under there.
Yeah.
Unless maybe books. I think books look cool.
Yeah, the books could look cool. They could. Well, I'm sure I've talked way too long. Apologize for taking up so much of the show trying to figure this stuff out. But again, this is it's what is keeping me up at night anyway, trying to figure this stuff out. And
I have
again,
a question before we move on about the closet. How far back into where the little alcove is, does the closet go all the way back to that wall, or does it stop?
let me see if I got a picture of that.
Are we knocking down the wall now?
Well,
So-
what if you cut it, like yeah, we're cutting it.
I did see some people. So you're saying like cut out the closet?
Well, to go back to that wall, if you could. I don't know if that would
Like
help
knock-
or make
like
crap
this wall-
worse.
This wall where Deathstroke is, right? That wall, that gray
Yes.
wall right there.
Open it up, make it a wider opening.
And again, I hesitate to I've talked about, knocking down walls and things, but again, this is like, if we ever resell this house, this is a bedroom, it's like, this is a bedroom. So the closet needs to be there.
Yeah, you can't get rid of a closet, but
Yeah.
Well, I got to be honest with you guys. I did that. So
You can always put it back.
you guys have kind of seen where my TV is in the sanctuary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mhm.
There used to be a closet behind that, but our kitchen was too small. So we got rid of that closet and made it part of the kitchen. And that's now where the fridge and some drawers are.
Oh, okay.
So we did that. And yeah, we kind of eliminated a closet in a bedroom, but
And you're happier with the space now.
we needed a bigger kitchen and then made it work.
Yeah.
Actually, Chris, Dan Blaster made a good point where he said, as long as it's not a supporting wall, a closet is a real easy add back.
Yeah.
If you were to sell the house, like it's not hard to just kind of frame up and throw a closet up.
But what do you gain? 2 feet?
Well, it becomes open air, right? So you got a little bit more flexibility.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But
Jeff says knocking down that wall would only give you corner space. Don't get much from corners.
What's behind the built-in shelves? No, I'm just
Yeah.
knock down
Dirt.
that.
Yeah, it's actually, I am directly under my bathroom upstairs in our bedroom, and it's got the same little cove. It's actually part of the closet upstairs, and then this is where actually right above this where the built-ins, that's my sink, and then we have a tub in the corner. You can see the little panel up there. That's where the spa tub is. So I'm like literally right above or below a bathroom. But yeah, there's just a wall there. That's the earth right there. So I don't know. Again, I got some thinking to do, but
table pedestal things.
yeah, I'm anxious to see again, Dan, if you wouldn't mind kind of
I'm
sketching
going to
out.
sketch that up. Yep.
I think I'm a very visual person, so if I could see that kind of and how it could be tweaked and changed depending on what pieces come in, I think that could be really, really helpful. I think.
Sure.
Well,
And I want it to be a cool backdrop too. Again, because it's it's trying to display my collection for the channel and everything else. But Um,
I think it was a good move, just moving things around, just so you get an idea finally of how
Yeah.
things look. Even if you had to
I-
change it back, I mean, no, it's a pain in the ass, but
I've been thinking about it. Yeah, I've been thinking about it for a year, and so it's like it's you hesitate because it's such just a pain in the ass to move not only the furniture but to move the statues like Bane. I mean, it took my wife and I to move that together because it's
Wow.
again I had to Dremel his lower body into the base, so it doesn't come out very easily. So yeah. So anyway, we'll move on from the display topics. How are you guys doing? What's going on in the collecting world for you guys? Anything new and exciting?
Well, that Robert Pattinson Batman goes up for pre-order in 9 hours.
Oh,
I got that in our photos here. Dan, that was one that you definitely had your eye on. What do you think?
I will definitely own that statue.
There it is.
I am just so hesitant to order through Prime One. I just wish it would go up on Sideshow at the same time.
Well, I've got somebody I'll tell you about that I think you should order from. So
Okay.
I think it would be good.
I am all ears.
Yep.
Because I'm ready. As soon as I have a good solution, I'm ready. I am absolutely owning this one. So,
Yep. I'll talk to you after the show.
okay, cool.
But I think it looks good. Delaney, is that something you would consider? You have that great back fleck bust still.
Yeah, no, I probably would not consider it, but I expect that to be a very popular piece.
I do too. I love the fact that it's got the Jim Lee heads.
Yep.
Chris, I think for me, that one is probably going to replace the Arkham Knight battle damage for me. Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
I think that's a great switch.
Yeah.
I still have mine. Like mine's still over here. I'm still debating what to do with him.
I love mine. I love it. I really do. And I haven't found one that, with the exception that Justice League Batman fit the bill pretty well, but that's also a much bigger piece than the Arkham Knight. The nice part of that Arkham Knight, man, is he fits. He's not a very big footprint, yet he's an imposing statue. He's got a rare combination, that one. So that's why I say I'm likely to probably move him along once I get that new one, which will probably be 2 years from now.
Yeah.
But
Probably 3.
yeah, right.
Archangel says this: it blows my mind that anybody would buy a movie piece before a movie comes out. What if it is a terrible movie? I understand what you're saying there, Arch, but on this particular piece, I would just disagree because it's a Jim Lee concept. And regardless of if the movie's not great, the statue looks great. It's just whether you love the movie or hate it. And I think the movie will be very well liked. And I think people might kick themselves for not ordering this one. But I do think at the end of the day, it just is a cool Batman piece, regardless.
And it's Jim Lee.
Yeah.
And you have the option. Rarely do you get a comic and movie.
Yep.
Right.
Other than that Wonder Woman.
Dan, which one's the one that you just put outside your doorway? That's not the battle damage, right? That's just the regular.
That's the battle damage. Yep.
Oh, it is about. So you're going to switch it up and put Patterson's out?
Exactly.
Patterson out there?
That would be the entrance to my office. Yep.
Dan says, Dan, it actually looks really like it might fit with the Arkham line. I think so too. I think it absolutely could.
Yeah, it could. Yep.
Potentially.
I kind of moved my Arkham line along though. At this point, I've got Noel, which is technically part of the Arkham line. And that Arkham Knight. And that is it.
Yeah. Dan says, I just picked up the Arkham Batman myself. Love how compact the base is, but surprised how much presence it still has. Yeah.
Exactly. I feel the exact same way.
Now, I don't have the battle damage. I have the OG.
Yep.
But
same statue.
It's still hard. I mean, I still think it looks freaking awesome.
I love it.
It's got a small head. I mean, that's the biggest problem with it.
Yeah.
Like I have him right next to Batman Who Laughs, and it's like, Dorf next to it, but still cool. Okay, so that was another thing I was going to ask about this whole collecting thing. So, or collection room. Last show I had talked about ordering a couple samurai pieces, I have a seller. I'm able to buy it any second I want. Again, it's going to be $2,000 for the OG if I go that route.
I've got an answer for you.
Okay, what do you got?
I'm just full of answers tonight, aren't I?
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Dan, the answer man.
I need it. I need it.
That's why they pay me the big bucks. I think you sell off the OG Hush, and they go right on that shelf.
So this one here,
Yep.
sell that one
Yep.
and put a couple of.
Yep.
Now that is considering I still have these shelves. I don't tear them out.
Even if you do, put them on that side.
I'm worried about giving myself that much space because that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I know. I do know what you mean.
Because I could see like, oh, maybe I should get the Scarecrow or maybe I should get the Harley and put them up there. And that's why, like this shelving over here, I thought,
Yep.
well, I could, if that was my sideshow or even if it's the closet, again, there's a closet over there. I could put Samurai below it.
Yep.
I could put Samurai down there.
I have to tell you, one of the challenges, I guess you could say, of the Samurai, and you alluded to it earlier, and I thought about it when you said this, the quarter scale down low is tough.
Yeah. Samurai
is particularly tough. It does not go low.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. None of the portraits lend themselves to that. They are all somewhat gazing a little bit down. Maybe with the exception of Harley. I'm looking at all of them. They all have this slight down angle to their gaze. And I don't think they go there. And I tried, and I know this from firsthand. I've been trying, and all of mine have to be at least at that, I'm going to have Catwoman on a shelf that I think is about 30 inches.
Okay.
And she's actually one that's looking up.
So one more question then I've got to say,
Yep.
Do I get a couple XM Samurai pieces or do I wait and start seeing what their DC comic pieces are like?
Oh, you know what though? You could get the Samurai because you're going to be waiting for a while for those pieces, right?
And that's true. Yeah. That's my biggest problem. All of this stuff that we're talking about tonight, we're talking 3 years down the road, half this stuff.
Yeah.
And somebody said, it was like, Chris, they're talking about this display. It's like, I know you're waiting on Talon. I know you're waiting on Harley, but are you willing to leave those gaps for 2 more years? I'm like, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Because I do. I like that this is Talon, right? This right here. This is Harley.
Yep.
And in my mind, that's where they go. So I don't know.
Yeah, but nothing to say that you can't put something else in those gaps for now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Lane Kramer, $5. So hey guys, I'm streaming myself tonight on YouTube. I'm trying to decide to get Sideshow's premium format, maybe,
Probably.
or get that Carnage. I think it looks awesome. Thoughts? I know that not everybody likes that Catwoman. I do like her, but
the new
I don't
one,
know.
Chris? Which one are you talking about?
I think he's talking about the new one. I think.
Yeah.
I know Delaney, you didn't really care for that one, right?
I don't like it as much as the last one.
Yeah,
I agree.
So you guys would probably suggest Carnage, maybe.
I'm not a big Carnage fan, so I would go with Catwoman, but I like the last one better because it has 2 excellent portraits.
Yep.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
That was a tough one for me to let go.
I would think so.
And I'm going to have to let one of them go. So I'm going to get that one. More than likely, I'll probably let that one go as well. Just for the newer piece. That's kind of what I've been doing, but it's going to be hard to let that go because it is really well done. So I don't know, Lane.
I wish they'd change on the new one.
Yeah. Lane, thank you for the $5 super chat. It really, I guess, just kind of depends on which one speaks to you the most and what else you have in your collection.
Yeah.
If you don't have any Venom pieces or Spider-Man pieces, I would probably go with the Catwoman.
Yep.
Yeah. For me, I'm just going statue for statue and nothing else in the collection. I think I like the Carnage just overall, even though I don't like that character better than Catwoman.
Cool piece. Yeah. Kickback says, would you ever get rid of your Sideshow entirely? I mean, what if Prime 1, if they're going to do all the villains? Well, I say I don't want to let them go because I do love them. I love them all together. And people have really said, Chris, you're trying to recreate it with the third scale pieces. And they're right. It's difficult. It's difficult to do with these bases. It's much easier to do at quarter scale. And I think it looks great together. I mean, it's like, again, it's kind of my own Batman sanity.
Chris, one thing that I think you might notice too with owning one or two of these samurai that's a little bit different, and it just only occurred to me the other day about the samurai pieces. I was thinking about what the attraction is with them. The poses, right? You have these kind of dynamic or semi-dynamic poses on each of them. They're all very different, right? You kind of get away from the Captain Morgan a little bit. Mm-hmm. And it just kind of struck me. I thought as I was looking around at them and I was working on placing them in my room, and I'm like, you know what? I bet that's part of it. You look at Robin, you look at Catwoman, you look at Nightwing. I mean, they're all kind of doing these dynamic things, and it's very different. Some of your third scales are doing that, right? Bane, certainly, Deathstroke, but I think that's one difference between at least the Samurai line and the traditional premium format. My guess is XM's going to hone in on that too, the same dynamic thing with the traditional, right? They're really good at it.
I think just even their Dark Knight Returns that they just showed, I think that's kind of going to be the direction. I think it's going to have that.
What also
moving forward, but
what also adds to your PF collection is that backdrop you have, that Gotham backdrop. Even when you put it behind those 1/3 pieces, I think it was the Batman and that Iron Studios Joker, they just look really cool with that backdrop.
Look awesome. I agree.
Exactly. Yeah, that right there.
That's awesome.
That adds a lot to it too.
That's awesome.
Somebody actually had Almacar Fong reach out to me, and this whole gray area on the back wall, he said, why don't you do a city mural?
Yeah, there's a guy in our group. I don't know if you saw my message. I'm sure you saw it before. He has his whole entire wall like that with a huge Gotham City scene going on. It looks incredible. And he has, I think, third scale pieces or maybe that quarter scale in front of it.
And I mean, if I left it like this, you can imagine that, having a cityscape behind it might look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys still think, no matter what, that the third scale pieces back there are better than having the Sideshow case like I used to? Or do you think I should move the Sideshow case back where it was and just move everything back?
No, I like the 1/3 scales back there.
Eric,
I think I said it's displayed correctly. I think if you change the display and displayed it the way I think you would do it in the future, I like the third scales. I think you have more room back there for them. And I think if you properly displayed the quarter scales in the closet, it's going to look incredible there too.
Okay. Jeff and Dan, you think leaving the third scale on the main wall is the best way to go?
Well, it's like I said in our private group, I think that the 1/3 scales should go in the largest area. So if that's the largest area, then that's where they should be.
Jeff Rhodes says third scale in the Cove. Michael says I like the Sideshow as the backdrop. Carl says should be pedestals back there. There you go.
That's what I'm saying. I think a lot of people like your PF collection because of that backdrop.
Right.
If you stuck a huge backdrop against that wall, I don't know how much it would cost to print something like that, but I think it would look incredible.
It would be crazy.
Yeah.
And with that 40-inch wide dining room table all across that wall with flexible pedestals, that could happen.
Yep.
Blaine says the Sideshow has that full Batman wallpaper. They do, but it's got a big giant Batman. It's like a big giant Batman with the city in the background. So don't you think that would look weird?
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't know if
Chris, Fathead makes custom pieces like that.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like custom to your size?
I don't know what kind of size. I know they're big sizes. I mean, I know they're wall sizes. I don't know exactly what.
Yeah.
But you might, put 2 or 3 of them together. You know what I mean? Like 3 4-foot pieces or whatever.
What if you had one image and printed on however many panels it takes to cover that?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yep.
Like
say that again, Jeff. Say that again.
If you have one image of a city similar to what the PF is, but it's printed out on 3 or 4 panels of however big it could be printed out like that and then put together in one big mural.
It could be cool. Let's see, Carl says Office Depot can blow up any image into a canvas. Maybe I could play around with that.
Hello, Office Depot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, maybe
I didn't know
we'll
that.
look into that. Especially if I can get custom size, measure that gray space.
Chris, I sensed from your earlier question that you kind of want to put your quarter scales back where they were.
Part of me does, just because that's the way it's always been.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that's the way it was in the old cave. That's why I recreated it in this cave. Obviously with the bigger shelf, I would use the bigger muscle rack with still the bust on the sides. And again, a lot of people have been commenting. They're like, they prefer that look better.
It's got to be the way you want it.
I know.
Don't you just think it's because it's different?
You mean this?
Yeah, that I think that's why a lot of people seemed upset.
They did.
That a lot of people seem really hesitant to change.
Well,
I feel like that should be explored deeper.
I know, and that's it. Kind of comes down to the 5 years. It's been 5 years of people seeing the same thing. There's a comfort level there.
That's it.
But
I think changing stuff just makes me appreciate it more if I can move some stuff around.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just everybody's different.
Well, and it's at the end of the day, it's furniture. It's like in a year from now, I can move it all back if I want to, or if I so choose. And that does, doing this option, it does leave me kind of like, I still have this Joker and Batman bust. What do I do with those? Whereas on that main wall, I had room for them. So I don't know, but you're right, Jeff. Like there is part of me that thinks, well, maybe I should just move it back and move the PFs or move the third scale back in that cove where it was. But I don't know. That doesn't help me solve my problems down the road. Like it doesn't help me solve where I'm going to put these dioramas.
Right.
And that's really why I did all this, is because I'm thinking about the width of these things. And that's really why I decided to do all this, because I have to do something. And what I did before just wouldn't work long term.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to be proactive. So, I mean, more than likely, it probably won't end up back there. It'll probably stay in the closet.
Yep.
But which is kind of cool, because now when I'm filming things, I can actually look at it, because it's always behind me. I hardly ever look at it, but now I'm like, I'm looking at it all the time now the last couple of days.
Cool.
So
that's good.
So anyway, I'm anxious to see what Dan has to say about get the schematic and kind of, see kind of what that would look like. I do think that I could, easily still get a couple samurai. I would still like to own a few, but I do worry about adding more than two for sure. But again, it's one of those things where if I ever change my mind, I'm not going to have any trouble selling them.
Yep.
So. And you guys still think OG versus the Shugo?
I think even more so than I did previously.
Really?
I've been looking at Shugo recently. I thought maybe I should have picked that up after all. I don't know. I'm liking it less than I used to. I'm happier with my OG.
Is it the colors?
Yeah, I think so. I think they went a little bit overboard.
That's where I'm at. It's like, and it looks different in every photo. That's it. Like sometimes it's brown and copper and red, and sometimes like the base is so patinaed and the statue is different color. Like it doesn't necessarily match always. I'm kind of right there with you on the color.
It's like that in person. That's one thing. Like in photos, you don't pick up on it. In person, like I said, there's a lot of patina, like a lot of turquoise, a lot of coppers. The red is, you notice the details more in the costume. There's a lot going on.
So do you think it's a little bit overboard too, a little bit?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's definitely more samurai looking. If you want something more traditional, I'd stick to the OG. I mean, just the base alone, like that bat signal base, it looks, straight up patina, like straight up aged copper, turquoises. It's very busy looking. It's not like a traditional, bat signal base.
It's not the dark, not the the black that the OG
It'll definitely clash in your collection.
Yeah, I think you're right. Captain Trenchcoat says you're probably going to order the Batman Classic pieces from XM too. It's possible, but to be honest, if I really like what they're doing, that could potentially replace my Sideshow stuff. It's possible. I don't know. I just don't know if I could collect both of them. I don't know if I can collect both lines. I think that'd be too much.
It's interesting with the XM lines at Sideshow and XM. I'm seeing some pretty successful mixing of Sideshow and XM in X-Men displays. So you might end up doing that.
It's true, which is before I couldn't even wrap my head around that, but I think you're right.
Yeah. That new XM Beast is really integrating well with a lot of Sideshow XM displays.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It does.
I can see that.
It looks really good. Yeah, well, that's a good point. So it's something, again, we're talking about stuff that's 2 or 3 years down the road. So again, it's just, I'm just
Except
such a planner.
for the Samurai X-Men stuff, which could be at your door in days.
That's true. Man, do I do another live pre-order? What do I do here? Let's see. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Brian D just became a YouTube member. Thank you very much for supporting us that way. I really appreciate you becoming a member. Thank you very much. I wanted to give a shout out to Jim Mint Collectibles in the house. Hey, Jim. Sideshow has the colorful villain PFs. They do. Where I struggle is I just wish that they would make more. I'm hoping that they do. Because I know XM is going to. I know that they're going to. I know they're going to. They're going to go deep, and they should. And, I think, will they give us a Penguin before Sideshow does? You're damn right they will. Without a doubt. And so that's where I have to kind of go and like, if I get a couple and mix and match them and it works, but I'm really anxious to see what they do. I really am excited, although I'm not excited about the price. Because I know that collection will be expensive for sure. So yeah, I think for sure I'm going to definitely get the Samurai OG. Still got to think about Deathstroke. It's $3,000 right there. Boom.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's a lot of money.
Deathstroke's awesome.
Deathstroke's awesome.
I know.
He really is.
I think he looks similar to the Prime 1.
Like too similar? Like it'd be too much, or?
I don't know. But sometimes when I see pictures of them, I have to look really careful to see whether it's the one you have, Chris, or the one Jeff has.
Yeah.
I know the base on the XM I like a little better because it's that thing with the fangs.
Yeah. The base is awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I mean, the characters look similar and their pose seems similar.
The coloring on Deathstroke is awesome because it's kind of where you normally get orange, it's kind of copper.
Right.
And it looks awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the colors. It's not so orangey.
Right.
Yep. Whereas Deathstroke, a lot of times is really super orange. All right. So we got another super chat. Thank you very much. Fatal the Collector, Brotherhood member, says statues get better each year. It moves collectors to sell. I don't want to become Fatal the seller. That man, statue seller doesn't sound good either. And again, it's not my end game to like buy a bunch and sell a bunch. It's just the biggest problem is I've got a channel and it would get real stagnant if I never reviewed anything. And again, thanks to everybody that does guest reviews. That really helps. But also, I'm always loving the new pieces. I'm always loving what's the newest, greatest thing. Like I had all the OG premium formats. Do I miss any of them? I don't, because I like the newer stuff. It's except for that Joker, which, I don't know if I'll ever part with. I just like the newer stuff. I think every year things get better and better. So again, thank you for the super chat. I don't want to become Batman statue seller either, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with pieces coming and going. I'm okay with that. Daniel, never before have I seen a bigger group of enablers. Well, you have come to the right place, my friend. Here we are.
Damn right.
You have no idea.
Yeah, Road Gallery enablers.
Our group chat is all it is.
We are a bunch of enablers for sure.
All it starts out with, hey, what do you guys think? Yes, buy it.
Yes.
Yep. Buy pre-order? Yep. Okay, let's do it. Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, anything else you guys want to talk about? Or you want to move on to photos?
Let's do photos.
Pics.
All right. We shall move on. Let me get rid of all my banners. Oh, see the alarm's going off. It's time.
Oh, it's me. Sorry.
No worries.
I ordered. Oh, I got new glasses, and this is letting me know that they're ready to pick up.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
I'm very excited because these glasses are older than your channel.
Wow, older than 5 years. That's impressive.
Well, they're probably really close to the same age.
That's cool. That's awesome. Let's see. And Delaney, when is your anniversary again, too?
Oh, it was about 3 weeks ago.
Well, that's right. And was it also 5?
Yeah,
Or 4? 5.
it was 5.
That's right. So again, just we'll piggyback on to Secret Sanctuary's channel tonight as well. Again, congratulations to your 5 years as well. It's just awesome that we've been doing this so long. It's crazy to think 5 years, right?
It is totally crazy. I looked at some of my early videos, and they are pathetic.
Oh yeah, I hear that. I look at mine. I'm like, oh my god, it's so bad. It's so bad. Especially like all my first ones were just behind the camera. You know, I wasn't even on the. I had no intention of putting myself on camera.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's pretty funny to go back and watch those old ones. That's for sure. Anyway, so we already talked about this one a little bit. It sounds like Dan might be getting this one. This is a potential piece for me, but I've got to kind of like slow my roll a little bit and try to figure out exactly what I'm going to do. But I do think it's just awesome. But the Robert Pattinson head is cool, but I would buy it for the Jim Lee look.
Yeah,
Even though I've already got 2 Jim Lee Batmans.
I think a lot of people will be buying it for the Jim Lee
Yeah, I do too.
portrait.
So again, it does go for, what's it, pre-order tomorrow?
Yep.
Yeah, it's in let's see, 8.5 hours from now.
All right. So check out Prime 1 for that. Let's move on to this one. This is, I believe, is it Murder Machine? Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is a quarter scale from Dark Knight's Metal. I'm not as familiar with this character compared to all the other ones we've talked about. Is this like the Cyborg
It is.
type character?
I'm trying to. It has the Alfred interface, and it ends up taking over, if I remember right.
That's cool.
It's like Jarvis, kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
even got-
it's like Ultron.
It's even got like the Iron Man blasters in his hands. Like it's pretty funny. It's very Iron Man like.
I do like that one. I think that's my favorite one from XM that they've done from this.
The colors are real different on it.
Yeah.
With that kind of that
I love
teal
that.
blue.
That pixel thing.
Yeah, the digitized effect. Yep, looks cool.
I did want to like the only thing that bothers me about this prototype is I feel like if you look at the paint,
Yeah.
it looks real sloppy. I don't know why. I just feel like that's odd because their paint's always so good. And again, this is just a prototype, but that bothers me a little bit. But hopefully by the time it's finished, it'll be better. But this is so cool with this pixelized
Yep.
base, just very different and original. I mean, I guess we had a Spider-Man one kind of like that with a base that lit up. I think it was PCS, but I just think this is really different, and the colors are really cool.
I think that one would look really cool with the Sideshow Batman Who Laughs.
I could see that.
I think he has a switch out too, right? That arm sticking out.
I think it turns into a weapon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there it is.
There you go. You speak of it, I show it to you. There we go. It's pretty awesome. It's just,
It is very Iron Man like, even.
yeah, it's
that-
very
that
Iron
weapon.
Man. It really
It's
is.
just really different. You got your Iron Man, Batman, all in one.
Terminator 2, that switch out arm is very Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember what was the price point on something like this for quarter scale? Is it over 1,000?
I think it was in the it was 9 something from our favorite.
Yeah. It was right under 1,000.
Yeah.
Friendly neighborhood retailer.
Yes.
So again, if you're collecting this line, I could see people wanting this one, being interested in it. Again, you do get that bright arm swap out, which is cool. Again, quarter scale piece, and definitely something different, especially with the colors. You just don't see these colors very often.
I want to see what they do with the drowned.
Yes, we've got a teaser of that. As
That
well.
is just a killer character anyway.
Yeah. And Dan, you still have that one from Prime 1 coming, right?
Nope, canceled it.
You did.
Yep.
What was the deciding factor there?
I can't fit the line. I just didn't see just having, she and Batman Who Laughs. I don't have space for the line.
What about quarter scale?
I've chosen the Samurai line.
Yep. Well,
You know.
you can't go wrong.
Yep.
I mean, there's the line we're talking about. You can't argue. They do look good together.
Mhm.
Oh, it looks like a great set, Yeah. No question, but
Very cool. So XM's doing a good job with these pieces. Really good stuff. Speaking of XM, this was a teaser piece. I believe this is like a torso switch out, maybe. But this is quarter scale. What did you guys think about this teaser?
looks awesome.
Yeah.
It looks awesome, but that was my question about it was is it a switch out? Where's the bottom?
I
so.
think it's absolutely going to be a switch out. Think of Swamp Thing.
Okay.
That's most likely the base behind it, no? Looks like a base.
I think the base is behind it. I think that this is like the proximity torso swap out, where you can display it either way.
But that whirlwind thing is cool.
It's
Yeah,
really
I can't wait
good.
to see this painted.
Yeah, and it's
looks
something
awesome.
really different for a Flash. I think I can't remember
Yeah.
one that quite like that.
Imagine
But-
if they take this approach, Chris, with the Batman line.
Oh my God, I'm going to be in so much trouble, Dan. Because if they offer like multiple, I mean, obviously that increases the prices, I would
Yeah.
think, although it didn't on Swamp Thing.
Well, I think that was a last minute add-on because the piece. Well, I'm totally guessing here. But
Yeah.
I can't imagine that it was selling very well before they did that.
Yeah,
I think they added that torso to generate sales.
I agree.
So
100%. I agree.
that's why
But-
the price remained reasonable.
Yeah. The idea of offering a couple different torso swap outs is very exciting.
Yep.
And I commend them for doing it because I think it's definitely going to generate buzz and interest. And you basically get two statues for the price of one.
Yep.
Which is exciting.
It'll be interesting to see where they come in at terms of a baseline on those pieces. If that
Mhm.
torso swap out becomes kind of their thing on the most, if not all of these pieces, kind of what the price baseline is for that. Is that an $1,100 quarter scale? Is it $1,000 quarter? What?
I think it's more than
I think
1,000.
that's a $1,200 to $1,500 quarter scale.
Yeah,
I do too.
So are they
And
the
shooting
way
themselves
the
in the foot,
prices.
though?
Yep. And one thing you have to consider too is the space that these extra pieces would take up.
Well, how much was Swamp Thing? He has the torso.
$950.
That's incredible.
We
It is
think
incredible.
that was kind of an add-on.
Yeah, it was an add-on. It was up for pre-order for months without that second torso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they couldn't just jack up the price unless they sold it
Yeah.
as a separate item.
Right.
They didn't do that.
Like me, like trying to, let's say I try to create a sanity with this type of thing with Batman and his villains and having these extra torsos, that's going to again take up the space of another premium format or another quarter scale. Almost, like that's going to take up room right there.
Well, if you display it.
If you play it.
But I think most people would, don't you think?
Mm.
Maybe not.
Be a shame not to.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I would because of my space issues.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. You have a lot of opportunity with the new ideas you're coming up with to have some cabinet space.
Yeah.
Because you don't normally use the lower parts of your racks. So these sorts of switch outs could easily go into those cabinets like that.
It's true.
Or if you're one of those people that don't, see these guys like they sell their exclusive parts, you can sell the bus
Yeah.
on their own.
That's-
Get some
yeah,
a
that's
lot of
right.
your money back.
Yeah, it's true. I threw this photo in here because I thought it was pretty clever. Somebody created the top of a building for this Fablock Batman. Did you guys see this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it kind of helps, but damn, can you imagine?
I know.
How big is that table? It's
I don't know. But I mean, obviously it's a mock-up, but it's. I just thought it was kind of a clever idea to kind of make that into a building. I thought that was neat.
Yeah, the problem is that statue is probably close to as wide as that table in scale.
I know. It'd be a very big base, very big pedestal. Threw in some photos of the newly released Queen Studios. This is a 3rd scale. This has had some bad photos, and this has had some critiques, being that he's too skinny or the fabric looks weird. He was incredibly thin in this movie, so I do remind people of that. But what do you think of how this looks so far? This is in-hand photos.
I think the photos were bad. I think it was just bad. Not what do you call it? Not angles, but the weird camera lenses sometimes create weird proportions.
Well, what do you think about these pictures? These are the better pictures.
These look better, yeah. And he was very, like you said, like a lot of people complain, like, "Oh my God, his arms are so skinny." And I was looking at that too. I'm like, "Oh crap, his arms are very skinny." And I'm like, "Wait, he was very skinny in the movie." I think it's just the way the clothes were sitting on the statue.
Yeah.
Maybe they need to be adjusted. Yeah. Like right there, it looks fine.
I mean, there you go. The size wise, I mean, you could see that it's similar to the Joker. I do feel like the Heath Ledger Joker is the better piece.
It looks good together like that
For sure, but I do think they pair it pretty nice. So some people were like, because they will sell it without the mirror, and people thought that was like, why would you sell that without the whole thing? But I think they were trying to give some people some different options. And it also looks like it's the base is as deep as that specialized base for the Queen Studios piece. So I do like that they're kind of the same depth.
Yeah.
I thought that was smart for displayability. But a lot of little accessories. This is that bad photo.
Yeah.
It seemed like the clothes should have been tailored a little better from these photos, but I don't know. It looks like the Heath Ledger clothing fit better.
I agree. It just looked a little baggy.
It's nice to see that it came with the cigarette. I wasn't sure if it was going to come with that or not.
I think it comes with it, but it's I don't think they'll use it in any of their promotional stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's shipping now for anybody that's going to pick him up. I threw these pictures in. These are new photos from Mondo. I thought this Joker was pretty awesome.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's they have that Mr. Freeze and the Batman. Here's the Batman, but again, I just thought it looked cool. I thought that everybody was like, "Why couldn't Sideshow's animated series Joker look like that?" That was good point. Because that looks great. That head sculpt looks great. I love the color. You can see the purple and the shadow. Really neat way.
Are his pants normally that high up on his waist?
I don't know. It's pretty high. It's like it looks like a big diaper or something right there. Look at that thing. Like it depends or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it does.
It looks pretty funny. Now I'm not gonna be able to unsee that, Eric.
Other than that, it looks good.
This photo is from XM. They are doing a store for the first time, so they're gonna have 300 statues. So maybe we'll get a store tour from them. That'd be pretty awesome. But congratulations to XM for getting a new display space. That's pretty exciting for them. Let's move into some Iron Studios. This is some 1/10 scale stuff, and this is the Phantom. I think this one looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, response has been pretty positive to this one.
Yeah, it's a really good look. The color is that bright purple. But I think this would make a good quarter scale. I mean, with the detail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like this one has more detail than most of their 10 scale stuff does. I think it looks good.
I think that it looks better than some of the quarter scales they've been pushing for over $1,000 lately.
Without a doubt, Jeff.
Face looks good. Almost looks like it has that like translucent resin effect to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Looks good. Maybe they're working with some new materials, maybe. I don't know. We have Phantom. We also have X23, which I think it looks really, really good. I love the height.
Yeah.
And I think the face sculpt looks really good too. Like,
Yeah.
got for, again, 1/10.
Cool pose.
Really cool pose.
Love it. Really kind of captures the essence of that character. You know, I don't know. Just look. I love it.
It's kind of a modern look for her too, right? I mean, this is
yeah.
I just thought this one was really fun, really cool. Again, I thought that portrait looked really, really good. A couple really good ones in a row here from them. And then this one, I thought this was Wolverine, but I don't know who this is. This is somebody else, like Clive, or I don't remember what they said. Do you guys know who this is?
I can't remember the character's name. I'm sure it'll pop up in the chat. Obviously, it's Wolverine based, but
yeah,
I can't remember his name.
Anyway, I thought this was kind of a cool concept.
People are kind of not happy with the price on this one, but it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
The image there's a source material for the image. It's either a cover or a story panel.
That's neat. But kind of a Weapon X look.
It looks good though.
Yeah,
Okay.
it does.
I think it's $250 for this one.
Wow.
And it's not very big.
Yeah.
$250.
That's nuts. Yeah, I wonder why.
Cash says Albert. I don't know if Albert.
That sounds right.
Who's the little girl?
Boy, it's smaller than I expected.
Yeah.
That's really tiny.
We're seeing it.
Albert's Android.
Especially
like the girl from the I Hate Fairyland comics or something.
Yeah, really small. I mean, you look at that one compared to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I bet that one's half the price. Yeah, that's pretty shocking. They also have this one. This is from Disney Plus show, of course. This is what's his name?
Perfect likeness on that one.
Yeah, it looks like
yeah, really, really good. I can't think of the character's name. It's Falcon and Winter Soldier, but
Captain America, but
yeah, I can't think of his name. Darn it. Anyway,
is it Agent something?
Agent. American Agent.
U.S. agent.
Yeah,
US
agent.
agent.
Yeah, US agent. That sounds right.
Yeah, U.S. agent. Somebody. Yeah. Justin Rockland said that in the chat as well.
Thank you, Justin. But I think that looks pretty good. Again, the likeness is really great.
Yep.
I originally had some photos of this one, and I thought it actually looked really, really bad. But of course, we can never judge on initial photos. But this I think it looks much better. This is the Mythos Kenobi.
Mm-hmm.
I think this one's really good. I don't think it's as good as the OG one. But I do think that overall this looks pretty good. I think the portrait looks pretty good. What do you guys think about this one?
I like it. I'm a big Matt Black fan, so I like most of what he does. But I'm still kind of perturbed at Sideshow's bizarre multiple scales of Star Wars. It just makes it really hard to fit things together.
These are all fifth scale?
Yeah, the Mythos is 1/5.
Yeah.
So you can get Ahsoka Tano at quarter scale, and they're all over the map with their scales.
You think that's licensing?
Maybe. I don't know.
What do you think of the portrait here? Do you think I feel like it's good? It's a little bit cartoony to me. What do you guys think?
Overall, I like it. I would buy it.
Yeah, I don't know what I don't know what the source is. If they're trying to, is this from the movie? Is this from the?
No, it's just the imaginary. I think it's just it's the unseen stories.
Okay. Well then,
think
yeah, looks good to
but
me.
It looks. I mean, you could definitely tell who it is.
Jerry says it sucks.
Yeah.
Which
I
Jerry
do.
is it?
I agree with Jeff Rode saying it's them pushing their line of mythos. I feel like they're trying to make fetch happen, and it's just not working.
Well, and it's probably cheaper for them to create their own ideas than.
I would
like
imagine their
the
piece of the
scale.
pie is bigger when they do
Yeah.
that.
I would imagine so. So anyway, that's the mythos. I threw this one here too because I thought it was awesome. Since we're talking about Star Wars, this is the brand new, nearly 7,000 piece at. Did you guys see this one?
Yep.
Yeah.
That thing
Look
is
how-
expensive, right?
Look how cool this thing is.
That's
I'm waiting
great.
for Dan to put it together in a half an hour or so.
That's it.
These
Isn't it like-
things just give me anxiety looking at them.
Look at the inside, the back
The
of it. It's so
interiors.
cool.
So, guys, the interior seats almost 50 figures,
Oh my
50
God.
minifigures.
Wow.
It
Crazy.
It's
looks
got
like
a
they
foot. You
have a
can
great big
open up,
movie room in there.
open up the cockpit. They're doing really cool. I actually just saw yesterday in a different YouTube video, actually, that they've announced a couple of like companion packs to this with various snow troopers and snow speeders.
Oh, what a great idea.
So yeah, it's gonna be really cool. I'll definitely be building that one.
What's the price? It's like $600, right?
I think it's more like $800.
Oh.
I was going to say, I bet it's 8.
Yeah. It comes with like 10 minifigures, and that always jacks the price. If you figure, on a secondary market, those figures all go for like, $8 and up. So it jacks it up when they add those in.
But anyway, we'll have to have you do a speed build for us, Dan. That's pretty awesome.
I will definitely be doing this probably over the Christmas week. I'll be building that one.
Is it already going to be out now?
It comes out, it probably Black Friday. It'll launch.
Okay.
The only thing
Typically,
that
that's-
annoys me looking at this is, building Legos. I hate having to do the same thing over and over, and all 4 of the legs are the same. So you're building 4 legs over,
The 4 legs, yeah.
the same build.
I actually built this before when the smaller version, the
Yep.
old original. And so I know exactly what you're talking about. It does get
Yep.
repetitive, but man,
Yeah.
it sure looks cool when it's all built.
It looks awesome.
It's so big. These are some photos. We talked about Dark Knight's Metal earlier with the XM Studios, but this is from our friend Leo, who provided us some footage this week. And man, I think this thing turned out great.
Looks awesome.
It's gorgeous coloring.
You talk about massive though. Like it is so big. 3rd scale. Yeah, the coloring, the detail. Like, oh, I just love this blue.
Yeah, that's cool. I like this better than the quarter scale by XM.
The seated one, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I
This
agree.
looks awesome. This
I
looks
like
just
this one.
incredible.
This one looks
Post
looks
suits
mighty.
the character.
Look at that. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I think this was taken from the artwork, right? Like a comic cover or something, or from a
Yeah, it
panel.
looks just like there is a
Yeah.
cover that looks just like that.
Identical.
Same thing with the drown. They did the same thing with the drown piece.
And the Superman.
Yep.
I really like this one. I don't usually like unmasked portraits, but I think I like this portrait better than the other one.
The
That's-
Batman Who Laughs too, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of looks like the cover.
This made me think of the movie Excalibur. for
Yeah.
some reason.
Yeah.
When the
Yep.
armor and the portrait.
Yep. Very much so. But anyway, he has started to ship, at least in Asia. I'm sure it'll be a while before we see him here in the United States. But man, congratulations! I just think the details
Yep.
here are crazy. And like Leo said, his biggest complaint is it's just crazy big. But cool piece, merciless.
Put them together
God of
would just
War.
be crazy.
Yeah. You talk about space you need.
Whew.
I'm anxious to see their take on the murder machine.
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
interesting. I haven't heard any rumblings about that. I wonder if they'll even do it. I guess we'll find out at Next Level 17,
Um,
which will be 2 months from now, probably.
Yeah.
This is a piece I was glad to add to our Batsy Award categories. This is now shipping. This is from Prime 1. And this is a great diorama from Lord of the Rings. What do you guys think about this one? It's pretty cool. It's got a light up and everything.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's cool.
It's really neat. And again, it lights up. Look at that.
Wow.
So
Look
cool.
at that. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's so neat with the flaming sword. And I don't think it's, I don't know if it's 10 scale. I'm not exactly sure what the scale is, but it's obviously not going to take up a ton of room, which is nice. Got cool details in the base.
Oh, that's awesome.
Really neat. So again, congratulations to anybody getting this one. Looks cool. Getting Prime 1 detail there. Oh yeah, there's the likeness is great.
The likeness is great too.
Yeah, really good. And he's tiny. I mean, it's really impressive what they were able to achieve there. Give a shout out to our friend George Raw, who has been collecting the Samurai line, going for a very similar look to what our friend Art Statue Collector is doing as well. But I just love this display. I think it's going to be so elegant and so cool looking. Have you guys seen this?
Oh, yeah.
Looks awesome.
Really cool. You know, Dan, you were talking about putting the Batman up there where my Hush Batman is, up on top of that pedestal.
Yep.
I considered this horse.
No, that would look good.
Imagine that up there on that.
Shogun, yeah.
I saw him in the BST group, I think, not too long ago. Somebody was selling one.
Oh, really?
You remember the price?
How much does he go for? Does he go for over $2,000?
I don't know. Somebody in Singapore, I think. You know who I'm talking. It's one of those overstock collector guys that gets a lot of them.
Yeah. But anyway, how cool does this look?
It's a cool piece.
Beautiful.
It's awesome. So here's the drown that I think Eric referred to earlier. Maybe it was Jeff. I can't remember who brought it up, but this is the teaser for it.
Okay.
And so obviously we have, these sea creatures down in here. I think the base is going to be like a water type effect. And all we see is her boots, but I think this could be a really interesting piece.
Yep.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's got the rope and the wood. I think it's I'm anxious to see this one painted. But pretty exciting.
It is.
Pretty exciting. These went up for pre-order this week, and we saw some, and I don't remember talking about this at the next level, but did you guys see these are vinyl?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about
600-ish?
Yeah, 600-ish in vinyl. What do you guys think about that?
I think that it's a nice option. Consider, if you don't have a spare dining room table to put the other ones on.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
I think I said during,
like 16 inches tall.
42 centimeters. I think it's about right.
So it's big. I think like I said before, they probably went that way just because it looks like it might just be one solid piece, and to stop from breakages during shipping.
Breakages, yeah.
They might have done that. It's got a light up feature. There's the regular version, and then there's the heat ray version, and maybe they did that for the light up possibly too. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Remember the Sideshow Swamp Thing was vinyl because it had so many breakable parts.
And it still looked good.
Yep.
It pissed people off because they didn't say it was vinyl originally.
Yeah.
Right.
But it turned out great.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, let me look at the details still.
Looks good.
Yeah, it does look good.
I mean, if they put their normal amount of work into it, it wouldn't hurt my feelings to have a Godzilla that's
I mean, that's the thing
affordable.
is, if it made, well, let me ask you this. So, I collect a lot of 1/3 scales, and I know some of you do as well. Would you be, if it was the same quality as this and looked good, would you be happy with the 3rd scale vinyl statue if it was a lot less weight for shipping?
If it looked just as good, if it would last just as long.
Yep, just as good.
Sure.
Yeah, I think I would too. But I mean, I would need to test it out first, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
to know. I threw some pictures in here of my new Dark Knight statue. I reviewed this since our last show. We did it about a week ago, actually, a little over a week. But got to say, I know there's some things about it that are not 100% accurate, but I think it just looks really awesome in person.
Cool.
The photos don't really capture it, but just wanted to say I'm real happy with it. It looks really good.
So if I'm reading this right, speaking of Bale Batman, it looks like J&D is going to go live in 6 hours to do the full reveal on theirs.
I just saw that. That's pretty exciting.
Lots going on while we sleep tonight, boys.
I know, no kidding. It'll be maybe we have to set our alarm clocks real early to do some ordering. Maybe we'll see. I'm a little bit worried about that price point.
Oh yeah,
on the J&D. I think it's going to be crazy.
2 portraits for the first time.
Yep, it'll be a big deal. But again, Queen Studios, I'm real happy with for, I'm guessing, well under half the price.
Yep.
Yeah, congratulations on that one, Chris. It looks nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. The detailing is
very cool.
Awesome.
It's just, again, I'm looking at it right now, and like the photos, like it's like 70% to what it looks like in person.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so much darker and cool. It's cool looking.
Some pieces are like that. You just can't capture them.
It doesn't photograph well at all. I did my best. I did my best there with these, but it just doesn't capture it. So this is that piece we talked about last week. It was kind of at the end of the show. These are on display. Do you guys think it looks as good as it did before, or what do you guys think?
I do. I know they always, when they come announce them, they show up at Secret Base, the prototypes.
Yes.
And I know they rush to get them out so they're not posed and lit exactly the same. But I think it looks pretty cool.
I think the portrait looks great in real light. Base still looks cool, that base. I think, Dan, you were considering ordering it. Have you thought any more about it?
I love it, but I really want to buy a third scale Bale to go with Joker. This doesn't help me.
Was this? Well, I say it's expensive. I keep forgetting it's quarter scale. It's not.
Yeah, it's $600. I think for the quality you're seeing here.
Yeah,
it's kind of the same question that we were just talking about with the vinyl, right? I mean, if it looks this good on the shelf, with that base,
I will say, like, that right there is Bale.
Yeah,
the one in the Queen Studios, it's not 100% Bale. Like that, I mean, I can just tell just by the lips. That's Bale's lips. So I do think this is going to be a pretty accurate looking piece, and I think it'll be well collected. I think a lot of people will really like this one.
Yep.
I think the quarter scale version of the Spider-Man may have been more expensive. Wow. But it had a base with vulture wing and different things on it. So it had, a decent amount of stuff.
Crazy. Anyway, I think the portrait looks good here. Overall,
and the new Spider-Man from the trailer that just dropped is up for pre-order now, and it's 1/6 scale, and it's $475.
Wow.
For the 1/6 scale.
Why?
Well, it's a deluxe version. If you look at the base, it has posable Doc Ock arms. I think there's more than one.
Wow. So that's cool.
And it's not $475 worth because that's the same price as that Iron Patriot. Yeah, that's a die-cast figure.
Yeah, and it has so much more to offer.
Yeah. It's, I think Spider-Man's become their new Iron Man. That's their new moneymaker.
Yeah. Crazy. These are some in-hand photos of the Joker, the 60s Joker from Iron Studios 1/10 scale. And I think this turned out great.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Look at that likeness.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, so good. I don't collect that scale, but man, I just think it turned out so cool.
The Batman's fun too.
It is fun. I
looks really good.
Yeah, I'm amazed by how well the likeness, it could have easily dumbed down, in the production, but it looks really great.
They even included the mustache.
Yeah,
Oh, isn't
that's
that great?
Crazy.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Yep.
So good.
Who's that one by?
Iron Studios.
Iron
It was 1/10.
Yeah, they have the Batman with the shorts and the Joker. You can pair up. Oh, there he is right there. I forgot I had a picture of him. But,
Yeah.
I always wanted the Tweeterhead Batman.
those are great pieces. Those 60s pieces.
Yeah.
And the lightness on those are incredible too. Hey, I threw in some pictures of Eric's new Batmobile. Congratulations, Eric.
Thank you.
Yep.
This thing is awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
But anyway, congratulations. And this replaced your Batman versus Superman one, right?
Yeah, so it's funny that you're actually showing this because I don't normally stream from this angle of my room. But so yeah, it's actually right above my cabinet, right up there. So the issue I was having with the original Justice League Batmobile is because it was on top of Batman Sanity, it was just bothering me having a movie piece above Sanity. And then it was also a lot bigger than this one. And I just feel like it was overwhelming the Batman Sanity statue. So this one's a lot smaller. It's a video game, and I just feel like it looks better on top of the Batman Sanity for now. Until I find something
Which
else.
Batmobile is this? Who made this?
From the video game Arkham. It was released with the video game, supposedly, when the video game came out.
It's a rare piece, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we won't get into it much, but it looks great. Cool piece. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's cool. It moves, it lights up. It's pretty cool.
Neat.
It goes from like stealth mode to attack mode.
That's awesome.
It's really neat. I threw a couple of pictures in. This is starting to ship, and I gave this one a little bit of crap because of the size of the duck, but he looks really good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not DeVito perfect. I mean, it's not DeVito 100%, but it's still a fun piece. Thought it was cool. Anyway, that's shipping right now. I didn't have a chance before the show to put these in order. I just added these. These are just up at Sideshow. This is from First Four Figures. It's Soul Caliber. Look at the portrait on this one. This one's a really cool piece.
Yep.
Obviously, it's pretty sexualized, but man, it looks, the colors are good. I don't know this character, but I think this one will sell well.
I think it's quarter, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got a notice for it for pre-order.
Yeah, it's up right now. But look at that. I just think that portrait's beautiful. I think it's really well done.
Reminds me of Huntress.
Yeah. Really pretty statue.
Yep.
Again,
21 inches tall.
Might not be able to display this one right in the middle of your collection, but might get in trouble, but it looks good.
Yeah, quarter.
But anyway, that just went up for pre-order today, so do that in there as well.
Nice.
And that brings us to the end. Like I said, we had 100 pictures, but we didn't have a ton of new stuff.
So Gentle Giant revealed a 1/7 scale Ahsoka Tano today, which I think has a better likeness than the quarter scale Iron Studios, which shouldn't happen.
That shouldn't happen. No. Is it already up for pre-order?
It should be.
Yeah, it's $175 at our friendly retailer, and it's pretty cool. In fact, I kind of like the costume details better on this one than on the 1/4. The quarter scale from Iron Studios, they just revealed the price today. It's $1,000.
Wow.
So Mando was $750.
Wow.
And it's quarter?
Quarter.
Wow.
You would think the licensing money would be similar.
Yeah, and the likeness, it's pretty good on Iron Studios, but some Pics not so good. So I don't know.
Well,
and I'm not sure what the edition size is. They only made like 750 of the Mando, so it could be a small edition. I don't know. The Sideshow Ahsoka Tano is 6,000 collector's edition, 3,500 exclusive.
oh
Holy cow.
It's really cool. It's a great statue. I think it's based on Rebels, Star Wars Rebels. So it's not based on a live action movie, but it's a really cool piece. I like it a lot.
That's
But
just
can you
nuts.
put a piece based on an animated show next to a live action Mando? I don't know.
It's crazy. That edition size, that's killer.
It shows her popularity though.
Yeah, it does. CC3PO says that was to be expected. That SS Ahsoka has a host of issues like the shiny everything and hammer time pants.
Well, I get that more from the Iron Studios piece, the Hammer Time Pants.
Oh, maybe he's talking about maybe he meant Iron Studios. Maybe I don't know. Crazy. It's crazy. Well, anything else you guys want to talk about tonight? Anything else going on? Oh, well, I want to give a big shout out and thoughts and prayers. Dan's got some surgery tomorrow.
Oh, thank you very much.
So, everybody, if you would please, if you believe in something like that, please make sure you're thinking of Dan tomorrow as he recovers and get him back in the Wayne Manor North here soon, right?
Be back in the saddle ASAP.
What would make you probably feel better is if somebody would sell you a Poison Ivy statue at a
Poison
reasonable
Ivy
price.
statue.
I'm just saying, if there's anybody watching, there's still 170 people watching. Like, there's got to be somebody that wants to sell that at a reasonable price.
Somebody wants to sell it. Yeah, absolutely.
Come on, do it for the surgery.
There was someone earlier in the chat who said they have the piece and they're wavering.
Oh, do you remember who it was? Did you see that comment, Dan?
It was Frenzy somebody.
Oh,
so the number 4 RNZY, and then there was another word. I can't remember.
Forenzi, the Forenzi.
Oh, Forenzi. Hit me up.
Okay, yeah. Dan, do you want to shout out your email address just in case?
Yes, please. DSD825@mac.com.
DSD825@mac.com.
Mac.com.
Hit Dan up if you're still here. That'd be awesome.
Dan Blaster saying Dan's going to sell a kidney. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. We got to buy Samurai, man.
That's exactly right. They ain't cheap. That's for sure.
They ain't cheap. Got to do what you got to do.
That's right.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, Chris. I'm sure everything's going to go smoothly, but I appreciate it.
No, we're thinking of you. So speedy recovery. Also, I just want to say real quick to everybody watching that, again, 5 years, again, for Secret Sanctuary for 5 years and the Batman Statue Collector channel. I just want to just to take a second to thank everybody that continues to watch. Again, I'm dumbfounded by it. It's just so awesome. And I just want to thank you for 5 great years here on the channel. Again, that is officially, I think, on Monday. And want to give a shout out also to everybody for Thanksgiving. We won't be on next week. That's why we did the show tonight, because we want to be with our families and enjoy the holiday. But we'll be back the next week after that, for sure. Also, I wanted to real quick give everybody a date. I have penciled in December 29th. Will be the Batsy Awards. So mark your calendars now, December 29th. Probably next week I'll start opening the voting for everybody that will vote for that. So be on the lookout here on YouTube and also in the Batman Statue Collector group, and hopefully I'll share it in Secret Sanctuary as well for people to vote. Jerry just says, WTF are we supposed to do next week? Well, Jerry, maybe I'll record something to do a live stream just so you can tune in and you guys can still talk in the chat next week. But I suggest, since I had that surgery, I'm literally only going to get about 5 bites total of Thanksgiving dinner for the first time. So I'm going to have like 1 bite of potatoes, 1 bite of Swedish meatballs, 1 bite of turkey. And I suggest that you do that as well and enjoy yourself. And don't forget the freaking pumpkin pie, of course. So, yeah. So anyway.
And if everybody gets tired of their relatives' Thanksgiving night, there might be an impromptu show.
I was going to say, so we have family staying with us. Let's see, we have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, We've got 7 people staying with us from Tuesday to Sunday.
Yeah, you're going to want to get away from all those people.
So I'm going to lock the Batcave door, and maybe we'll have an impromptu. I don't know. We'll see. But we'll see how it goes.
Hey, maybe you can open that new OG Batman Samurai piece that you're getting.
Oh, that's true. That's right. Might be in by then. That's true. That's true. So
I could open the Poison Ivy that somebody's going to sell me.
There you go. You're going to. Yeah, I was going to say you might be kind of hobbling around a little bit, but hopefully you'll be up on your feet enough to do it. That's for sure. Hey, it's been a minute since me and you have done a double live unboxing.
It has been a minute, my friend.
Maybe we can make that happen. I'm not at work I'm Monday and Tuesday at work, but the rest of the week I'm off. So maybe we can, that'd be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, hopefully you'll get some good news and get an Ivy tonight. That'd be all right.
That would be nice.
That would be nice. Your bank account's going to cry, but other than that.
Oh, God, it's already screaming at me.
I hear that. I hear that. Anyway, I just want to thank everybody for watching. Hope you all have a great Thanksgiving. Again, thank you for 5 years here on the channel. Thank you guys for all your advice on my little midlife crisis that I'm having with these stupid displays. But anyway, I really appreciate all the feedback from everybody.
Can I add one thing?
Yeah, please.
So regarding your 5-year anniversary, I learned during our morning at Disneyland together that there is an unsung hero of the Batman Statue Collector YouTube channel, and that is your wife, who at the drop of a hat is ready to film you constantly.
Yes.
So 3 cheers for Mrs. Batman Statue Collector, who is absolutely the unsung hero of this entire enterprise.
She is a trooper. She knows wherever I go, I'm filming something. So it's like, you got to have content. You got to, if you're going to do something, you might as well. And I really more than anything, like I could care less if 2 people watched it, but I just really wanted to document our time together. And I thought that was really fun.
I turned to her we were on the whatchamacallit ride, the boat ride, Jungle Cruise.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I turned to her and I said, it must be 24/7 YouTube for you. And she said, it's 24/7 Batman for me.
Yeah.
I thought that was the perfect response from Mrs. Batman Statue Collector.
It is. And she's definitely a trooper. There's been some videos where we filmed outside of a comic book shop and she'll say something like, he hijacked our vacation yet again. It's like, I love that sarcasm, but I mean, there's some truth to it, I'm sure too, but it's like, she's a trooper and that's a lot of fun. She just is used to it. 5 years. She's used to it.
Yep.
For sure. So I'll definitely make sure I let her know of your shout out. That was really cool. So, I just got another super chat real quick. $1.99 super sticker. KohnHead Collect. I always say KohnHead. KohnHead Collectibles.
KohnHead.
And thank you very much for the super sticker. Thank you very much. That's awesome. Got a yay, Mrs. BSC. Absolutely. She'll love that. So anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Jeff, do you have anything coming in for Secret Sanctuary soon?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I went for a walk today and counted like 18 container ships offshore.
Okay. All right.
I'm hoping for Queen Studios, Tom Holland, Spider-Man. Oh, here's a problem. So for those who pre-ordered, the Sideshow Mandalorian ships, the Sideshow Mandalorian gets billed tomorrow. Did you guys notice this change with Sideshow? They sent emails out to everyone that pre-ordered the Mandalorian saying, we're billing you on the 18th. Your piece will ship within 10 days.
Oh, that is new.
I've never seen that before.
Because it's always the next day.
Yeah. So, but anyway, my fear is that they're going to get a ton of them in and it's going to be available on their site. And I'm going to be itchy trigger finger wanting to do a comparison video with the Iron Studios version.
Yeah.
And that could be the next piece, the Sideshow Mandalorian.
That would be really cool. But I don't like that. I don't like that 10-day thing.
It gives them a window, but it's kind of a drag.
Man, that's crazy. Everybody's giving a shout out to Collective Minds, a new channel trying to grow. So definitely check them out as well. And again, if you're out there on YouTube and want to promote your channel, please hit me up and we'll try to get spread the love a little bit. So again, definitely check out, like I say, Secret Sanctuary. Hopefully, maybe you'll have some good news. That'd be really awesome. So stay tuned to his channel. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already.
Please.
Also, I've got a review. I've been just itching my trigger finger here to post Dan's review. Dan's got a review this week. So it'll probably more than likely be maybe this weekend or early next week. But that'll be the first of some of his reviews. It's all edited and uploaded and ready to go. So again, thanks Dan for doing that.
Cool.
And again, thanks to Eric and Jeff for being here as always. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your families. Hope you all enjoy. And again, make sure you find a comfortable couch and watch some football or whatever you do after you eat that turkey. And again, just thank you everybody for watching tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the super chats. And anything else you guys want to say before we wrap it up?
Happy Turkey Day.
Happy Turkey Day.
Happy Turkey Day. We'll leave it at
Don't
that.
eat too much.
That's right. That's right. See you guys at the Bat Cave, and we'll be back in a couple weeks. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Good night.